Now call up our final in-person testimony, Todd Rathner. Mr. Rathner, welcome to committee, and you may begin when you're ready.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Chair Wilkin, Vice Chair White, Ranking Member Brown, and members of the committee. For the record, my name is Todd Rathner, and I represent the Firearms Policy Coalition, a national organization dedicated to the protection of the Second Amendment. We started as an interested party on SB 215 and are now strongly in favor of it. In the early days of this country, in some locations, carrying any type of concealed weapon was considered to be ungentlemanly or even crude. Today, in many places, this seems to be reversed, with many complaining about the open carry of firearms. The fact is that the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution and Article 1, Section 4 of the Ohio Constitution are silent on open versus concealed carry. Both methods of carry are clearly protected by law and tradition. This brings us to SB 215. If a person can carry a firearm openly with no permission from the government, as is currently the case in Ohio, then why should they need permission to carry concealed? It's illogical. In terms of some of the practical aspects of permitless carry, a person who is legally open carrying without a license could throw on a sweater and become a criminal instantly. This simply makes no sense. Let's be honest for a moment about who gets charged with these crimes. It is often people of color and the economically disadvantaged. They are much more likely to be charged with victimless crimes like carrying concealed without a license. The licensing scheme carries significant costs to the applicant. A minimum of $67 filing fee. Training is generally another $100. Fingerprinting may also carry a fee. So we're talking about somewhere between $150 and $200 as a minimum cost to carry a firearm with a jacket on or in a purse. It's simply wrong to levy a tax, fine, or undue fiscal burden on the constitutionally guaranteed right to self-defense. When my home state of Arizona enacted permitless carry in 2010, there were predictions that crime would escalate and the proverbial blood would run in the streets. It never happened. There is no reason to believe that Ohio citizens who already may openly carry without government permission are less responsible than those in the 21 other states that allow permitless carry of concealed firearms, including your neighbors in Kentucky and West Virginia. I urge you to vote yes on SB 15, and I thank you for your time and consideration. And if I might, I would like to add a couple things to my testimony in response to some of the things that we heard here today. There's absolutely zero evidence that permits or permit applications will decline. In Arizona, the Arizona Department of Public Safety, right around the time in 2010, I was there, I worked on the bill in Arizona. The Arizona Department of Public Safety talked about disbanding the permit unit. They talked about defunding the permit unit. They reduced the number of people that were in the CCW permit unit from around a dozen to 3 or 4, because they said permits are just going to go out the window. Nobody's going to get a permit. Permit interest skyrocketed in the years following the passage of permitless carry. More and more permits were issued. My renewal went from a 7-day turnaround to 60 days, and now the legislature is talking about mandating the renewal times and how the renewals get done in Arizona, because there is so much interest in permits. So the idea that permits are just going to go out the window, no one's ever going to get a permit again, is absolute complete nonsense. There's zero evidence of it. Bad actions while carrying a gun are still going to be illegal. They're still going to be illegal. You still cannot commit a crime with a firearm and get away with it and have it not be part of the statute or part of the law. It's like saying that speeding or DUI is just going to be removed from the books simply because there's, and acting as if all traffic laws are gone. This permitless carry bill doesn't remove bad actions with firearms. Remove the illegality of bad actions with firearms. It does, as we said, it doesn't repeal the concealed license law. School zones are also covered by the federal law. It's a federal violation if you enter a school zone without a permit and carry a firearm. And since when do we need statistics to exercise a right? Do we rely on statistics to deny any other fundamental right? And with that, I would stand for questions.
Thank you for your testimony. Are there any questions, Representative Gallant?